Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait then, pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition, and I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Thank you for checking us out. It's always appreciated. Please take a moment, subscribe to the channel. You can give us a like. Please share with your friends. We're trying to build an army here. We're here to give you guys fantasy tips, let you guys smoke the competition, win some titles, win some money. You can also give us a follow on Twitter at Sojash Sports. Without further ado, we're jumping right into Week 8. First thing I want to do is review my Week 7 ads. I gave you guys some tips for Week 7, get you ahead of the curve. Let's go over that review. I had quarterback Aaron Rodgers as a must-add in Week 7. He added Devontae Adams to the offense. I thought that would be a big contribution. I still believe in that ad. Get Aaron Rodgers, especially if you are suffering at quarterback with any injuries. I think they're going to get clicking, and the schedule is weak. Don't buy into all the negativity around the Jets. We are just looking for fantasy points. I think Aaron will be a reliable source going forward. Get ahead of the curve. I hope you guys jumped on that. Same thing with the rookie sensation, Drake May. I hope you jumped on him early. He's killing it right now. The team's not winning, but he's showing he can run. He's showing he can pass. He's getting touchdowns. He's throwing for touchdowns way more than Jacoby Brissett was doing. He's making some of these New England Patriots more viable in fantasy football as well. So jump ahead of the curve. I hope you listened in Week 7. Got on Drake May. He's still available in some leagues, so you can still grab him up. Next up, I said grab Kamani Vidal. This week he was sparingly used. It was definitely just J.K. Dobbins' backfield. He's more of a stash play. If you do have to drop him for other bigger pickups in Week 8, I do understand it, but he is a great stash in an offense that wants to run the ball. Next up, I said grab Sean Tucker. No, that one might be a bit of a miss. That's a bit of a crazy backfield. Rashad White came right back to health. Played great on Monday Night Football. Got a ton of fantasy points on people's benches, including my own. So Sean Tucker was a miss. I do apologize on that one. He is a stash in deep leagues. Otherwise, you might be able to drop him moving forward here. And just depending on who you're replacing him with, you can probably play the waiver there. Next up, I said Demario Douglas, Pop Douglas. I still think he's a great ad, even though he got sick over in London and didn't produce in Week 7. Keep him. He's going to produce. Like I said, Drake May was a great ad. He's going to look for Pop Douglas when he's healthy. I still think he's a good play in PPR format, so I'm sticking with that one. And last but not least, I said grab David Njoku. He absolutely blew up in Week 7. I played him in one league. He helped me win. Scored 18 fantasy points in half PPR. He was over 20 in full PPR. Absolute great play. And now they have a new quarterback in Jameis Winston moving forward, it looks like. So I think David Njoku was a smash grab. I grabbed him in 2 leagues, helped me win in both. I hope you guys did the same. That was a great grab. Now let's move forward and see who's on my list for Week 8. See if we can get some more that we can hit out the park. All right, to kick off my Week 8 list, I got a quarterback, a running back, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. You can see them listed on the screen here, where they currently rank in their positions. I believe all of them will do significant jumps. Maybe not Juwan Jennings. He's already done that jump. And Hunter Henry slotted right into where he looks like he will perform for the rest of the season. Maybe a slight bump above position 7 there, which is crazy high for what we expected coming into the season. That tight end position has been volatile. But without further ado, these are my players that I'm adding here. These are my must-adds for Week 8, and let's jump right into why I see these guys as must-adds. Let's get things started with quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, set to return from IR, Tua Tagovailoa. Pick him up. I think he's going to be a smash player going forward as long as he stays healthy. If you've already been surviving without him, that means you have another quarterback. You have room to pick him up, play him in those matchups. He can absolutely boom and win you some weeks. He's got a mission. He's a man on a mission. He said he's not afraid. I like the energy Tua's bringing. Miami's been waiting for him. He's going to rescue that offense. Pick up Tua and don't think twice about it. Next up in that Buffalo Bills backfield, I got Ray Davis as a must-add. He was a smash play when James Cook was out with an injury to the toe. That injury could be re-aggravated at any point in the season, along with anything else. This is a running back position. They are very injury prone, and Ray Davis, when in the lineup, is a smash play. We know what Joe Brady wants to do with this offense. Pick up Ray Davis. He's a must stash or a must play. If the Buffalo Bills are in a big matchup where you think they're going to blow out the opponent, you can play Ray Davis. He's going to get them late runs and definitely have that cheap touchdown late. He's a great ad. Don't let him sit in that free agency. People are going to grab him and you will regret it. Moving over to the wide receiver position, we got wide receiver Ricky Pearsall of the San Francisco 49ers. Man, this guy's like 50 Cent coming back from gunshot wounds, hitting the field, making plays. He's a hometown hero right now for San Francisco. You can feel the vibes there. Now they unfortunately lost Ayuk for the season to an ACL injury. Right now Debo's dealing with some illness issues. I think they said he has something fluid in the lungs. So some concerns there. Definitely going to need some weapons to throw the ball to. Pick up Ricky Pearsall. They drafted him in the first round for a reason. Kyle Shanahan's going to scheme this kid up, and he's got a ton of talent. Staying in that wide receiver room, we got another stud wide receiver at the San Francisco 49ers, Juwan Jennings. He was a stud pickup earlier, absolutely went crazy when both receivers were out for San Francisco. Him and Brock Purdy already have a great chemistry. Not much else to tell you here. If he's available again, pick him up. He's a must-add. With no Brandon Ayuk, he's going to have some huge weeks coming up. Like I said, him and Brock Purdy have chemistry, and the guy just has talent, so he's a must-add. Next up, we're taking a little bit of a deeper dive. We're talking about Cedric Wilson here. I think he's an absolute must-add. Cedric Tillman. I misspoke there. He's a must-add for the Cleveland Browns. They just traded Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. There's a vacancy for targets, and we got a new quarterback stepping in the room. There's a lot of variables there, but that could be a positive. You could jump on a player like Cedric Tillman, not spend a lot of fab. People might be sleeping on this. I'm not going to be sleeping on it. Pick him up. You never know what you got. Kid's got a lot of talent, and Cleveland is definitely a place where they're looking for someone to get the ball to. Last but not least, I'm saying Drake May has a lot of upside, and with that upside, he's going to be throwing to somebody. That somebody is Hunter Henry, tight end of the New England Patriots. I said you should pick him up a few weeks ago. A lot of people did, and then they went and dropped him after a couple bad weeks. Well, now with Drake May running the offense, pick him up, run him every week. He's a tight end 7 on the season. I think he's going to finish top 10. I think he can sustain this with Drake May as his quarterback. Pick him up and plug him in, especially in PPR formats. All right, let's jump over to my trade targets for week 8. Full disclosure, I like to go after players that people might be down on that I see upside in the future, so you can kind of snag them at a low price there. We're trying to always get a bargain over here at Smoke the Competition. So these players that I'm suggesting that you see on the screen here, they're players that people might be down on, people might be completely out on. Other experts might be telling you to drop them or, abandon ship. I see it a little different. These are players you can snatch up for low prices and see if they can blow up for you. So without further ado, these are my week 8 trade targets. First guy on my trade list is none other than Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I said it. Patty Matt, the guy that's been winning Super Bowls 6-0, but he can't get you your fantasy titles. He's been killing fantasy teams. I have him in one of my dynasty leagues. Now I am in 4-3 right now in the season, just scraping by, scoring a lot of points, but I could have won a few more if Patty had shown up. He is the QB 22 on the season, just absolutely killing us. So everybody's out on Pat right now, but I'm not. I know the weapons aren't there. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm betting on the talent. I'm betting on the fact that Andy Reid and him have a plan to turn this around. They want him in that GOAT conversation for a reason. They want him in that MVP conversation for a reason. I'm betting this thing is going to even itself out by the end of the season, and Pat's going to have some great statistical games. Trade for Patrick Mahomes. It might kick off this week against Las Vegas Raiders, a team he is very familiar with. They did have his number last Christmas. He's going to want some of that revenge. I'm betting on it. I'm going after Patty Matt, and I'm plugging him into my lineups. All right, next on my trade alert is running back of the Cleveland Browns, Nick Chubb. I'm betting on this offense improving with Kevin Stefanski turning the keys over to a new quarterback. I believe this offense is going to finally hit its full potential or somewhere around there. Nick Chubb is a super talent. We're betting on him coming back now. He is coming from that devastating knee injury. He was pretty good in his first game. They're ramping him up. I think as the season progresses, he's only going to carry a bigger load, and he's going to show everybody why we considered him one of the best backs in the NFL over the last few years. So make a trade, try to grab Nick Chubb. I think he's a great play the rest of the season here, especially for certain matchups. I like him as a RB3 with RB2 upside going forward. Make that trade and feel great about grabbing Nick Chubb. that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following up with us in season 2. So excited to get things rolling. Once again, follow our fantasy season. I'm going to give you guys an up close and personal look. Give me your ideas. So let's stay interactive. Let me know what you think. I'll definitely be interactive, responding to all your comments. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give us a like, and you can give us a follow at Souljash Sports. Thank you, peace, love, and let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait then, pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, true.